And I'm thinking it's going to be, well, no, that's just some denial and that's, but there wasn't. It said that, yes, that's true. Said, that's true. That happened. This is like what's coming out now about the Exodus, and they're finding archaeological proof that Exodus really happened.
And they've been saying for years
it didn't. Right.
You know, in all the wrong places.
Because they didn't want to. On one hand, they want to use the Bible, but on the other hand, they don't, because if they verify it, then they have to say that the original people were black.
Right.
So
yeah,
they have to say that.
Right.
So
now the article that just came out recently, saying that, certifying that there was a crossing that happened. I saw that.
Right. So this is the dilemma they find themselves in. They have to admit the truth. Yes, that did happen like that. The Khazars, yes, we are the descendants of the Khazars.
Right.
Okay. But again, saying, but now we're here. What we gonna do? And this is where it comes in. The scriptures where the Father says, love the stranger. See, those who want to come in and be a part of you, said they humble themselves, but they got to acknowledge the truth.
Right.
Got to acknowledge the truth. It's like what's come out from DNA testing. They've proven that all modern men originated in Africa. So I mean, everybody here on this planet, whatever color they are, their DNA says they're African.
Right.
So I gotta say this now. This might be controversial, but I gotta say it. Okay, so we supposed to love all people, be at peace with all people. So with that being said, at the writers' conference yesterday, are people looking to these people for a Cyrus, or are they really like joining themselves unto them? Because I really got some mixed messages yesterday, and it didn't seem like we waiting on this Cyrus guy to sit in my Ezra home. They like, we're all Jews, you know, and it was.
Yeah, it did.
Well,
it almost looked bringing us back into slavery.
That's again. I can attest that that's where they're coming from.
Yeah.
This our position is this: we have a right, because Benjamin's original position was we're Israelites.
Right.
We came here as Israelites. We have those in the midst of us that you may determine or consider to be Jewish because they're of the tribe of Judah. Okay, but they're not Jewish according to religion. Okay, everything we're talking about from a nationalistic point of view, as a nation of people. So there has never been and will never be a Jewish nation.
Right.
Okay, this is only Israelite, and Judah is a part of the Israelite nation.
Right. So now, again, it seems like that another thing looks like they're trying to save themselves from what's going on.
Of course they are, wouldn't you? when you see the handwriting on the wall, and that's why again, it comes back to the truth. They have to acknowledge the truth. That's why they're being attacked on all sides now. And it said Jews ain't got nothing to do with Jerusalem.
Right.
They're being told that they have to come up with a two-state solution. As Jews, they could do that, but not as Israelites. Because this land still belongs to the God of Israel.
That's right.
He said, you're sojourning with me. That's why we're here. Because he said, I gave this land to your fathers.
Right.
And you can't give it to anyone else.
Right.
So we can't settle for a two-state solution. We can figure out how we can live harmoniously together, but it has to be in an Israelite nation.
Right. So again, it looks like they're trying to survive because the Arabs are looking at them. They're surrounded. Arabs looking at the people, and it's like they're trying to bring all these rainbows together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have our people amongst it.
Right.
But
amongst that rainbow,
I hear
so
you.
they can say, hey, you know, see, we got we may not be attacked because we got them Hebrews, the real Hebrews right here. You understand?
But they're going to have to acknowledge that this is an Israelite state. And they're going to have to acknowledge that what has to govern the state is righteousness.
So the base of the Amutah is this basically trying to bring our people back into the land to resettle themselves out of the captivity. Now the thing is, what about, well, that's a whole other question. The objective of those who come back into the land through the Amutah is still to seek Zion. So maybe they be living somewhere else, maybe up north or here. Feast time to come straight to Zion instead of pilgrimaging all the way from America. Is that like the goal? Or would you say that's the goal?
Our objective is to make it, to facilitate a means for our people to return from wherever they are back to Israel.
That's it.
To follow the laws of the Most High.
Gotcha.
Wherever they are. That's what we want to do. We want them to be able to come back here and, as Israelites who are dedicated to following the instructions of the Most High, just the way that we came here. But we don't want them to come here and go through all the hassle and the racism and the discrimination and everything that we've endured for almost 50 years.
Right.
So we come back here and into what is their prophetic birthright. That's what we want.
Right. So the reason I guess we wanted to just record this because for our people that in Americas, when I say there's a disconnection, because again, they look at the leadership here as someone who kind of turned on them in a way. But at the same time, they're willing to build. Like when the brothers from the House of David came here, I know for a fact in the beginning they were one of the ones that was kind of against what was going on. But then they came here, and the Most High opened their eyes.
Right.
It was because like when you come here
Right.
into the land,
Right.
it's like okay, I can see better.
Yeah.
Than when you're over there. You
Yes.
see, and so when they came, one of the things they did, they went to Dimona, not to play politics, but just to
build the brothers.
to build a brotherhood.
Right.
You know, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the people in the Americas, I guess they need to understand that there's no sellout.
None. There's no sellout.
Even though that's what it may look like
There's
from
no
out there.
There's no
That's
sellout.
what
Right.
you're saying.
Right.
So basically what you're saying is the doctrine of the white man being Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, and the Negro being the 10 tribes. That is what again?
That's a Jewish folk tale.
Right. Is it a new one, or has that been going on for a
we
while?
want to make sure he's just saying that they don't believe that.
No, we have absolutely, we don't buy into that at all.
Right.
I have the video of Benjamin saying, said, we came here as the whole house of Israel. We have those in our midst who they may consider Jewish. We don't think of ourselves as being Jewish in the religious sense. We see ourselves because they translate Yehudim as Jews.
Right.
When Yehudim is Judeans.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's two different things.
I knew that though. I understood that.
So
But today, they think that word,
When
when
people-
when you
right.
say it,
And that's all I was saying.
Right. So we're taking things back to the beginning.
Gotcha.
We have to go back to the foundation. When I talk to a lot of the Jewish people in the land and I explain this to them, and I ask them certain basic questions from the scriptures. Okay, who can tell me about Ephraim? Okay, who was Ephraim?
I don't know.
What about the two kingdoms?
Right.
What about, weren't there two kingdoms?
Right.
And they'd be hesitant to answer because it takes them in a direction they don't want to go to.
Right.
That's why the key to all of this is simply the truth, the biblical Torah truth, that this is what happened, and this is what is prophecy to happen, and is taking place in this day.
Right.
That the whole house of Israel is back in this land, and it has to be acknowledged. And whether you're conscious or not, you're living in an Israelite state already.
Right.
They don't know.
Right.
No one's telling them. There's somebody woke up because we started publishing everything. That's why Benjamin Netanyahu 2 years ago started saying, "Whoa, wait a minute, we got to change this around."
Right.
Because
He realized it's not a Jewish state.
it's not a Jewish
It's
state.
an Israelite state.
It's an Israelite state.
Hmm.
It's an Israelite state.
But the Israelites ain't recognized, so they keep hiding behind this Jewish thing.
So
Well-
this is why I've been telling my people here, I'm waking them up and say, get your citizenship, because it's Israelite citizenship. It's not Jewish citizenship.
Say that again.
Yes, say that, please. One more time for the record.
I've been telling my people here, get your citizenship, because it's Israelite citizenship. It's not Jewish. We got stuck on Hebrew. It's a lot of different kind of Hebrews,
Right.
because Abraham had a lot of sons.
Right.
So all of them sons that he had, all of their descendants are Hebrews.
Right.
Yeah.
We're talking about Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
So get your Israelite citizenship. That's what my passport says. That's what my ID says. It says, I'm an Israelite.
For the record, it doesn't say Judaic. It doesn't say Jewish. It doesn't say Judaism. His passport says a transliteration of the word Israelite.
So this is why these Jewish people can walk around and say, I'm ancient Israelites, because they think, because they have their
But I never really hear him say that.
They don't say
It's
that.
always
No,
Jewish.
They
They'll say
only
Jewish.
relate to being Jewish.
yeah.
Because it's all coming
They
from
really
religious.
they deny the
Because you
Right.
gotta go
Right.
more in the conversation. You say you an Israelite. You like, hold on. So you're telling me that you guys were in Egypt? Slaves? That was you guys who built all that stuff and the monuments and
I mean, and that's-
Africa, Sahara
that's
Desert?
you all painted on the walls.
Right.
All of them dark-skinned people. That's
Right,
painted
that's
on the
y'all.
wall.
But I want to. He wrote some things. I want your opinion on that, and then I'm gonna be done with you, Elder. We wrote some keynotes yesterday as things that we saw. You know what I mean? Because we don't know everything, and we're still learning.
Right.
You see, I'm an infant in this.
We all still learn. I'm telling you, all of this has come to me over the last
Right.
3 years.
And see, one thing I learned, I tell anybody this, one thing I learned is that every time I come to the land, and I'm here for a while, I get the Most High increase my understanding
Right.
just a little bit more
Right.
than before, so I can get the picture of what's going on. And it's hard to understand in America or the other captivities. You don't see it, so you just like, oh no, this is this, and that's and because you're not in it.
What does it say in Isaiah? It says the nations would come up to where?
To Zion,
To
worship
The house of the Lord.
and to learn
The ways of Jacob. and
the
his
ways
God.
of the God,
of Israel. Right.
because from Zion goes forth the word and the law from Jerusalem.
That's right.
This is the only place you can get this understanding. You can't get it in America.
So that's what we always say. The true pastors will come forth out of Zion.
Out
The
of
true,
Zion.
the true pastors, the true teachings, and it's true.
The law will go forth from Jerusalem. And we are live today on Mount of Olives in Jerusalem.
That's right. Read that, and I just want to get the elders'
Two
perspective.
points I want to get your take on. One is these Bedouin villages that they're trying to demolish. And another thing
Good point.
is this rabbi. You understand? I ain't gonna say his name, but we're just gonna say this rabbi. We know who we talking about. So first thing is these Bedouin villages. So we went to a Bedouin village, and they said they had many hardships because every time they try to build stable structures to live in and dwell in to build their village, the Israeli government comes through and demolishes the standing structures. So they're forced to live in shanty towns, and they want them to integrate.
They're trying to integrate
in the cities,
Right.
and not in their own village.
This
Right.
one "we are the world" thing is
Right.
what they're trying to push.
Give us your take on what's going on with the villages.
Well, it's not an easy situation for a simple reason that what caused the situation to exist is the fact that our fathers were disobedient and got put out of here. Because if our fathers had remained in this land and followed the instructions of the Most High, there wouldn't be any Palestinian people.
Right.
They're latecomers.
Right.
They've only been here. In fact, the name Palestine comes from the Latin.
Right.
It was the name that was given to this land by the Romans.
Right.
Okay, so if they're talking about Palestinian people, then they can only go back as far as the Romans. So it's an unfortunate situation, but there has to be a humane way of dealing with it. I understand the government here and wanting to exercise the authority as the overseers of the land, but it has to be done in a righteous manner. It has to be done in a righteous manner. Like as I said earlier, there can be no two-state solution. There can only be the nation of Israel, because this is what our God has commanded us, that we cannot give the land to anyone else.
Right.
So for them to live here, we would come to an understanding of how this can be done in a righteous manner, that where all parties would be treated in a manner that would be found acceptable in the eyes of the Most High.
Right. So now with that, the reason he's asking that question, because you have some of our people who may say, okay, I may want to be part of this program and go in. You have another part of our people like, nah, I'm going to learn from our forefathers, Judah Maccabees, and period, where he went straight to Zion, and that's it. I don't want to go and start dealing with the Gentiles, as in, what's his name?
Cleanse the land.
What is
John Hyrcanus.
John Hyrcanus, I'm sorry. Whereas there was integration, and that was brought the descendants of the Maccabees down, the Herodians.
The Herodians.
The Herodians.
Herod the
Right,
Great.
and brother Herod the Great and all them, how they was dealing with the Romans.
Okay.
Down, right? Now, one thing I do know, that the Most High, like you say, he's in control. He can turn, it can go anywhere. He can turn all of this, what they think is about to be a blessing to them, into a curse and benefit us. There's a future prophecy that talks about that. Things is, I don't know, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm just want to make the right decision. Like I was saying, what I do with this information, with the people who's trying to seek the Most. Do I say, hey, look, we got this program over, you can come back, join us, go work at this farm, blah, 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 you know. Or I say, hey, you have the opportunity to just continue doing what we're doing, seek the master face, stay on, stay with that within Torah. That way, you're safe. You know what I mean? Then you got another group of people who's coming, because the people are coming now, back over here to the surrounding areas and say, I'm ready to come home. And I don't give a damn if I got to put a tent up, because this is what they're telling me. I'm talking to the people.
Right.
Set a tent up. I don't care. I want to live off the grid. If they're going to put me up, they have to drag me out. You have this energy. So as when the young man was speaking yesterday, who would come when the Eritreans and the Sudanese was crossing the border and they was taking their organs, we had people with, well, hell, shit. We're being killed over there. We're being shot dead. It's a green light to kill us. And you know what? I want out. And the only way I need to go, I'm understanding, is come to the land. I'm an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? So, these are the options that people have. And I just want to be very careful that I don't make a mistake giving the wrong directs to the people.
I'm clear.
You
I'm clear.
okay?
Yeah.
No.
No, go ahead, Elvin.
First, it says, when I bring you back, he said, I can't put everybody out because you were too few. He said the beasts of the field we consume. So, in coming back, he's not bringing us back into a totally foreign environment. when we come back when we came in under Joshua, there was nobody here who knew anything about the God of our fathers.
Right.
The blessing this time is that He has placed it in the hearts of the people to take on that persona, to take on the knowledge as much as they could, and to prepare a way.
Right.
So that we have common ground. And the key in all of this, because it says if the stranger come in and he partake of your ways, if he take on the instructions that I have given you in the same heart,